Good morning guys, how's it going? Xin chào các bạn. So I saw this comment on my vlog that someone asked. It was about digital nomads, and well, I'm a digital nomad for, it's hard to count, I think around 5 years now. And I even made a video about meeting other digital nomads in I think there was in Lisbon, or was it Porto? Somewhere in Portugal. And I just wanted to make this video for you, to explain to you how I got to this point in my life, and what is cool about this, and also what are the drawbacks. Before I start with this video, I have to do a couple of things though. I'm meeting someone I work with here in the coffee house in Phang Street, and then I go to the office, and then I can draw you what I think happened in the last 34 years. I quickly want to define the term digital nomad, and that's a term that is widely overused in my mind, and I actually don't like to call myself that because there are a lot of people already. A digital nomad is someone who makes money online and travels freely because they don't need a fixed place to stay. Now that said, people can have a fixed place to stay, and I had a couple of them. I lived in Berlin, I lived in South Africa, I lived a lot in Vietnam as well, I lived in Thailand. So these things are definitely possible. But the one important thing of a digital nomad is that if they want to go, they can always go. There is no boss that can tell you, you just need to stay here right now because we need you here. One of the cool features of being a digital nomad is that you can hire people all around the world and meet them. And yeah, I met Elle here in Saigon, actually way before I came here. So one of the purposes to visit Vietnam this time was to meet her. And yeah, I've traveled around with you. I probably know Ava from this channel way before. I have a lot of videos with her. On my old channel we met Axe. That was also really a fun ride through Eastern Europe. I also met two other team members. You probably know Alexei from the vlog in Milan, and another employee I haven't documented on video. So this is cool to meet your team actually in person. I think it's really it makes a difference for me as an entrepreneur to connect with my team on a face-to-face level. I will just use old school methods, pen and paper. So I am 34 now, let's put it here, and now it is 2019. Let's say from the day I was born here, over there, to now. So this is basically my life here. Now, in a system as in Germany, as where I was raised, basically, so they say this is 10 years, this is 20 years. Basically, you go through elementary school and then you have 3 choices of schools for high school. But basically what happens is you basically be able to start your life after high school, which is around when you, depends, 18, 19, 20. I was pretty much 20 when I finished my school. So all my life is basically this timeline here. So this is the life of Till so far. Say here I was 30. So the first 2 years in my life I did an apprenticeship. That's something where you work in a company for 2 or 3 years and you have 3 months school and then you work for 3 months and then you now have another month of school, and so it alternates and you're able to learn the theory of your profession and also the practice. So this is a really good system. So I did this for 2 years, and that was in my hometown in northern Germany. So then I was 22 over here, and then I had this phase where I went to Australia. So I write oop or Oz. Australians sometimes write Oz as Australia. I spent a couple of months here, and then I came back and I had pretty much 5 years of studies. So around until I was 28. I studied computer science, so I'm just putting computer science. The German word is Informatik, so sometimes informatics called. But what was interesting is in these 5 years I traveled to, let's see here, in the first year I traveled to Peru, South America, and then I studied for half a year in Valencia in Spain here, and then right before finishing I was just traveling and writing my thesis in Brazil. And at the same time I already had a business in my hometown with a couple of employees, and what basically happened was pretty much here, like around 1 year after my graduation, so I had my diploma and I had this crisis of meaning. I just felt I don't belong in my hometown. So after pretty much 8 years of working, traveling, working, studying, working, I was definitely working 60-hour weeks, probably more because studying is very hard in Germany. So after this time I was pretty much 29 around, so let's say around here, 29. I had this crisis of meaning. I just needed to go. I couldn't stand it anymore in my hometown. And it was a weird feeling, but looking back, I mean, look at this life, it just totally makes sense. I was always traveling. And then pretty much I pulled the trigger 1 year later and I first went to Bavaria. This is a bit of a joke because Bavaria is not a foreign country, it's the south of Germany, but it feels foreign. I went there, I learned how to do paragliding, and from there I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand, and then I came to Vietnam pretty much when I was 29. Pretty much here I came to Vietnam, and since then, I mean, I can depict this a bit basically since then my life looked like this. So I was just traveling all over, to Vietnam, to Germany, all over Eastern Europe, South Africa. And since then my life has just been fulfilled. I'm really happy. So that's roughly for the historic part of what brought me here. There are actually a lot of drawbacks. Let me just give you the two biggest ones, okay? The first drawback is definitely how to make money. This is one of the most difficult things that if you have set out to become a digital nomad, this is one of the biggest problems you will face, because you basically only have your laptop and your cell phone to work from. And you need to find something where you can perform your profession on a digital basis. So if you're a landscaper, it's probably hard to be that. Oh, yeah, because you're not digital. You can maybe travel and do landscaping somewhere, but you're not a digital nomad. And you're not really free to go because you're bound to your next job. The second struggle, this is actually something that I think a lot of digital nomads, they don't think about that too much, but it definitely hits you at one point. It can become lonely. You need to find ways to make friends, and also to make friends fast. So for example, if you're in a country like, say, Germany or Scandinavia, somewhere in a country there, it's definitely possible to make friends, but it takes longer and it's harder. So what happens a lot is that these digital nomads just flock together and become friends amongst themselves and then travel together. Yeah, for me this has been never really an issue. I'm just pointing it out here because it definitely is a factor. Birdie. Oh, there it is. Come on, open the door. Yes! Woo! Be free! Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and see you soon in the next videos. And again, just write anything in the comments and I try to answer. Thanks guys, bye bye.